Kai is an ugly young man who became a warrior protecting humanity. He lived like any other young person until one day, the world suddenly changed. No one in the world remembered Kai. He felt that this world was very strange, until he realized that he was the heir to the legendary sword and martial arts skills of a hero named Sid. The story begins as our protagonist Kai does his usual task of monitoring a graveyard. His friends want him to hurry up, but Kai takes it very seriously. In this world, there are 5 distinct races: demons who wield mighty magical powers, celestials, demi-humans like angels and elves, spirits, creatures with special bodies like ghosts, mythical beasts, colossal fierce monsters like dragons, and finally, humans. A war rages among these 5 races, and it's crucial to prevent another great war. Kai belongs to the Urza Federation, and his duty is to observe the graveyard where the demons have been sealed away. Kai observes the graveyard for 300 seconds as usual, and concludes that nothing is amiss, meaning the demons are properly sealed. His co-worker Ashran can't understand why Kai takes his job so seriously, but Saki points out that it's beneficial for them because they can relax. In the past 100 years, no demon has escaped from the seal, but Kai reminds his co-workers that it's still their duty. There are 4 graveyards worldwide, and Kai emphasizes that those in charge take their jobs just as seriously. This is because if a demon were to break free, it would be a catastrophe. Despite his friends' wishes for him to take it easy, Kai remains vigilant, declaring that watching over the graveyard is his responsibility. A while later, we see Kai training. However, he has been warned that a low-ranked soldier like him using a mythical beast for training is incredibly dangerous. Nevertheless, Kai fights it anyway, but he realizes that his attacks have no effect on the creature. Saki gets worried, so the hologram is deactivated, and she hopes Kai won't push himself too far. But Kai believes that training would be pointless if he didn't risk everything. Saki actually admires his determination, and thinks that if he were alive during the Great War, his name would be recorded in history. Kai would be like the hero named Sid, although he can't imagine himself defeating 4 heroes like Sid did. Saki describes each hero from the 4 races, and she can't fathom what they would do if they were still around. Fortunately, Prophet Sid managed to defeat them using the shining sword given to him by a god named Asura Soraka. Despite plenty of evidence that the 4 heroes existed, there's no proof of the human hero Sid, no pictures or videos of him. Later, Saki goes to help Ashran, who lies helpless after training. Saki changes the subject because their friend Jean is being promoted and wants to celebrate. Jean will be transferred to headquarters at just 17 years old, making her the youngest person in history to be selected. She's an elite among elites, so they need to give her more than just a bouquet, as Ashran suggested. Suddenly, Kai receives a message from Jean, and Ashran reads it aloud. Jean wants to meet with Kai but asks them to keep it a secret from Saki and Ashran. Kai tries to cover it up, claiming the message isn't really from Jean, but it's too late, and Ashran wonders if Kai has a secret relationship with Jean. Saki even asks if Kai might be up to something forbidden with Jean, but Kai decides to go for a run. The next morning, Kai meets Jean, and he's pleased to see her on time, because Jean is usually late for everything. Jean wonders why Kai is in uniform when he's off duty, so Kai explains that he just finished his morning solo training, which he does every day. Today, Jean invites Kai to go shopping with her. She explains that she's looking for gifts for Saki and Ashran. She knows they plan to give her something, so she wants to reciprocate. Jean mentions that she might never see them again, but Kai assures her that she'll return as a cadet after her transfer is complete in 2 years. However, Jean predicts that Saki and Ashran will have finished their military service by then and will be civilians, while she and Kai will likely still be in the military. Kai agrees, but he senses Jean's frustration. He knows what's wrong and reassures her, believing that Jean can surpass her father, who is a high commander in Urza. They continue enjoying their time together, but Kai doesn't pay much attention to what Jean buys because he's searching for something for himself. Eventually, Jean thanks Kai for helping her choose some nice gifts. Later, they chat about the time Jean's father took Kai to inspect a graveyard when he was 10 years old. Kai walked through the cemetery and upon returning, told everyone that he saw Sid's sword. Kai vividly remembers the atmosphere inside the graveyard, and how he almost touched the shining sword. It was the day he began emphasizing the importance of ensuring the demons remained sealed within the graveyard. Jean wonders where they'll be in the future, but Kai points out that Jean will only be back in 2 years. However, that's not what Jean means. She's talking about what comes after. Jean wants them to make a promise for the future, but Kai starts panicking because something strange is beginning to happen. Jean had no idea why Kai was acting so strangely, leaving him wondering if he was the only one seeing what was happening. Jean kept talking as if nothing was wrong, but Kai was horrified when Jean got sucked into a black hole. Right at that moment, a mysterious voice announced that world reincarnation had been activated, and it was time for a world takeover. A few moments later, Kai regained consciousness, but found himself in a dark, devastated world. He was then startled when a gigantic, terrifying monster appeared before him. The terrifying beast launched magical attacks at Kai, who barely survived using his sword box as a shield. Kai couldn't believe a real monster stood in front of him. The monster prepared another powerful attack. Kai hurriedly loaded bullets into his sword, which was quite versatile. He could shoot bullets from it and cancel the monster's magic attacks. Surprisingly, the monster could speak and was astonished by Kai's cancellation ability. Kai explained that he used modified elf bullets infused with elf magic. The monster continued to attack, but Kai showed incredible bravery as he closed the distance between himself and the monster. Although Kai's sword couldn't pierce the monster's skin, he took the opportunity to shoot at close range. Exhausted, Kai explained that the bullets he'd just used were modified Drake bullets that replicated the breath of mythical beasts. It was his first time using them, but he was thrilled to move like during training. This victory boosted his confidence that he could truly fight real monsters. Just then, another monster appeared, mocking how funny it was that humans thought they could defeat monsters. Kai was impressed by how well the monster spoke English, but it explained that the most effective way to command slaves was using their own language. Kai didn't understand why the monster called him a slave, but there was no time to ponder. The monster prepared to crush him. Suddenly, someone saved Kai using a flashbang, and they escaped. The girl informed her group that the Wanderer had been secured, but she needed to know where Kai came from. Kai was surprised to see that the girl was Saki, but she was puzzled about how he knew her name. Kai reminded her they were friends, but Saki had never seen him before, and Ashran was the same. Kai couldn't fathom why they didn't remember him, so he reminded them they were from the same agency, the Protectors of Humanity. They didn't understand what he was talking about and explained they were just rebel soldiers. Now, it was Kai who was confused, so Saki continued, revealing they were part of the human rebel army. This only added to the confusion, so Kai asked them to tell him everything about this world. Confused by the encounter with the monster, Ashran and Saki assumed Kai's memory was hazy. They explained the Great War where humanity lost to the 5 races, which shocked Kai since his world saw a human victory. Ashran elaborated. The other races seized control of cities over 30 years ago, forcing humans into hiding. Now, these races battle each other for territory while humans struggle to survive. Ashran and Saki introduced Kai to Neo Vishal, a human city built from an underground space. Rebels protect its residents from the 4 races. Kai questioned the human defeat, but for Ashran and Saki, the answer was clear. They highlighted the monster's strength and explained how they attack in groups, overwhelming humans. Additionally, each race boasts a powerful hero leader. This all felt familiar to Kai, prompting him to inquire about Prophet Sid, humanity's savior. Shocked, they had never heard of Sid. He explained Sid's role as the human hero who defeated the 4 races. Ashran pointed out that such a hero would eliminate the need for their underground existence. This is when the rebel leader, someone who saved countless lives, arrived. Kai was stunned to see it was Jean, disguised as a man. Ashran and Saki introduced them, mentioning Kai's memory lapses. Jean, about to leave, was stopped by a frantic Kai. He tried reminding her of their shopping trip moments ago, but Jean was clueless, mistaking him for someone else. Disbelief overwhelmed Kai. Why was she pretending to be a man? He even mentioned her goal of surpassing her father as his daughter. A soldier named Falin intervened, prompting Jean's departure. Concerned, Kai's new friend suggested he rest. Reviewing historical documents, he discovered the only missing records were about him and Prophet Sid. This sparked a realization. If Sid never existed and humanity lost the war, why did the tomb that sealed the 4 races still exist? The next day, Kai inquired about the tomb from Saki, but she was unfamiliar with it. Ashran, despite Saki's annoyance, lent Kai his car. Arriving at the tomb for the first time alone, Kai found the blockade stone removed and ventured inside. Darkness gave way to light, revealing the legendary Sword of Light resting there. This confirmed the truth of Sid's legend in Kai's mind. He grasped the sword, and a booming voice declared him the code holder, granting him the world's coordinate key. A giant glowing door materialized, followed by a cry for help from a girl. Startled, Kai found himself no longer in the tomb. Climbing a massive staircase, he reached the top to discover a lone girl bound in chains. Unsure if she was a monster or an angel, Kai watched the girl plead for his help. He was taken aback by her request for human assistance, considering the animosity between humans and the other races. The girl's apparent lack of awareness frustrated Kai. No one seemed to remember the true world, but the girl's pleas for liberation resonated, leaving him to decide her fate. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying the video, don't forget to leave a comment and like to support this channel. Love you guys.